Hello, my friends. Welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Novella. Today is Sunday, and that means coffee Klatch. Coffee Klatch is a Dutch-Belgian word, also German. That just means that I invite you over for a coffee and we chit-chat a little about life, about books mostly, and yeah, just have a little fun. So grab your coffee and let's talk. I went to the library, so I have a little library haul for you. I have two Claudia Piñeiro books that I've read this week. I read Chrysalis by Anna Metcalfe, and The Orphanage by Serhiy Zhadan. Serhiy Zhadan. So let's start with The Orphanage. The Orphanage, I have here the Dutch version because it was part of my library book haul. Actually, I find The Orphanage a wrong title because it isn't about an orphanage, it's about an internat. Internat is a boarding school. That has nothing to do with orphans, but anyway. So there's a man, Pasha, who is the uncle of a little boy, and his mom is a single mom, and she has put her boy in the boarding school so he can follow his courses there, but this is in Ukraine, and they live in the Donbas area, you know, where everything is going very wrong. And at a certain point, the school, the boarding school, is behind the Russian front lines. And she asks her brother to try to get there and get her son back. So Pasha is a bit of a relaxed guy. He was also a teacher, but he is not the hero you would expect. But still, and he knows every road there that leads to the school, and so he knows the area very well, but he quickly realizes that because of the war, there are no certainties, there are no straight lines anymore. Everything has gone or has exploded or is either in the hands of rebels or in the hands of Ukraine or in the hands of Russia. So everything becomes very, very, very dangerous. And yeah, he comes also across people that are shell-shocked, that are, yeah, overwhelmed by everything and also scared and have maybe lost people and everything. So nothing is as straightforward anymore. And we follow him going towards the school that is maybe like 3, 4, 5 miles away, but still it seems like the end of the world. It seems like he has to cross the Himalayas and some deep sea and everything. And finally he reaches the school, but that even getting in is not so simple. So that's the story. This is very well written. It has a little bit of the road vibe to it, but it's more flowery told. So yeah, you can really feel the hardship that those people in the Donbas area are going through. And yeah, I highly recommend it. I think it's so stupid that they translated it in The Orphanage and not in the boarding school, but hey, the translators are Riley Costigan-Humes and Isaac Stackhouse Wheeler. So that's my first book, and then I got from Sam, one of my viewers, this lovely book, A Little Luck by Claudia Piñeiro, and I loved this book. So this is a story about a woman who suddenly leaves her husband and child, a 6-year-old child, behind, although she really, really loves her little son. She adores her son. The husband a little bit less. But we don't really know why she is leaving, and she makes her life for herself in the US, in Boston, in the Boston area. And then at a certain point, she has to go for her work back to Argentina because there's a school that they want to support. And she has to go there and see if everything is according to the rules and the terms that they want to work together. And there she has to face, after 20 years, the reason why she fled Argentina, why she left her boy behind. She meets people from her past. Although she has changed her hair, she has changed the color of her eyes, but still you can't change your voice and everything. So it is a really, really, really good book. It is shocking at times. I really had a couple of gasps when I was reading it. So yeah, I loved it. And then another book that I read by her was All Yours. What is this story about? I liked it even more than A Little Luck. This is a story about a woman. She's married for a long time. She has, I believe, a daughter. And then she feels that something is off, that her husband is paying less and less and less attention to her. And she wants to know what he's up to. So she realizes that at night he has a date and she follows him. But then she sees that he murders the other woman. And then she is in dubio, what should I do? Should I go to the police or should I help my husband? And then everything becomes more and more and more complicated. It is a brilliant story. It was really well done, really well crafted. I loved it 100%. For me, that was a great read. I gave it 5 stars. I really loved it. It was... The thing I like by Piñeiro is that she not only knows how to craft a thriller very well, but it's not just all for the fun and for the excitement. She also has a message, and there are many deeper layers in her stories, and that's what I really like about Claudia Piñeiro. There's always a moment that makes your heart ache, or where you have to gasp, and just because you feel the human pain behind everything. So it's not a cheap thrill. It's not popcorn thriller. It is really high-end and well done. Then today I finished a book, Chrysalis, by the German author Anna Metcalfe. I believe she wrote this in English right away, I think. And this is a story about a woman, but it's told through the eyes of a guy who observes her in the gym, through her mother, and then a former colleague. And yeah, it's fascinating to do this in this way, but and I enjoyed 90% of the book. I really did, but I expected a sort of twist at the end, and it fell completely flat. It was meh. It's like the author had a great idea, and it's really enjoyable to read and to observe that person and to think about that person. Is she a likable person? Isn't she just a little bit of a bitch? It's very self-indulgent, or is she traumatized? So that works really well for this book. It works really, really well. Just the end pages are, have ruined it for me. It's just, it's like she couldn't come up with a good ending. So that elephant in the room is just little Vita. She just likes to tear everything down. Anyway, that was Chrysalis by Anna Metcalfe. 4-star read for me. It could have been a 5-star read. because of the ending. So that's what I've read so far. Of course, I'm reading The Tale of Genji for Classics and Company. Really enjoying that. It's 11th century chick lit, so it's really fun. The first book that I brought from the library is Palestine by Joe Sacco. And it is about the troubles in Palestine. So I don't know, maybe it's good, maybe it isn't. I will let you know soon. This is a short book by Mauro Corona, The Life of Celio, l'ultimo sorso, La vita del Celio, I believe it is. Now, this isn't translated into English, I'm afraid. This is about a man that, Celio, a man that the author really knows. He lives in... Celio lives in a mountain village in the Dolomites, or Dolomiti. And the man Celio is a very rough man, very hard, very, he works as a lumberjack and he works in coal mines and he earns money as a poacher, stuff like that. And by coincidence, the author and Celio become friends, and he wants to know why Celio has become the way he is, why he has become such a harsh man. So yeah, could be nice. The next book is Wake by Shelley Burr. Now, this is a story about a woman that has vanished from the earth, and there's one sister left behind, and she's mourning her sister for at least 20 years. And although at the beginning of the disappearance there was a lot of media attention, there's even still $1 million to be earned if you give the golden tip. And suddenly a man knocks on our door and he says he is a private investigator and he wants to reopen the case. She is very reluctant because a lot of people have claimed all sorts of things, and but finally he can convince her to reopen the case and to have him investigate everything. But the private investigator has his own motives, dark motives, why he wants the case reopened. So yeah, a good, a palate cleanser. And then the last one is another Claudia Piñeiro. So the last book is another Claudia Piñeiro. It is Thursday Night Widows. This is my Dutch version, De Weduwen van der Donderdag. This is a story about a gated community in Argentina. People are living very wealthy lives there. They ignore the poverty outside the gates. And suddenly, although the estate is protected by 15 guards, they find 3 bodies at the bottom of the pool. And they have to investigate. Funny thing, or weird thing, or creepy thing is that not long after the book came out, something similar happened. And this book is more about the class struggle, about wealthy and poor, and the social injustice, and how poor people are treated by the cops and rich people are treated by the cops. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. She is a phenomenal author, I must admit. So yeah, that's it. The little devil is growing like crazy. She can jump higher and higher. And it's an adventure. Besides that, I have nothing really to mention. I want to read more of A Tale of Genji. I am at page 5,500, I think, so I'm a little bit behind. It's about 1,200 pages, but I really am liking it. It becomes more adult now, and less gossipy, I think. And interesting, very interesting to see how those women lived in the 11th century in and around the Emperor's Palace. So yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great week. Let me know if you have read any of those books. What are you reading? Did you agree with my reviews? Just let me know. Thank you for your time, and I hope to see you again. Bye-bye.